What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Austin Show. Today we're looking at the Masters of the Universe Revelations Masterverse Wave 3 set of figures, where we have Andra and Fisto. So starting off with two good people, and then as always get our two bad people of Stinkor and Scareglow. So these are pretty cool. So of course Scareglow, we've already had him from that Comic-Con exclusive one. So unfortunately we don't really need him since we've already had him before in a much cooler version, but still awesome to get him in just the normal one to throw in with all our other figures. And then Stinkor is really cool as well. He's always a character I like. And then like I said, getting the two good characters of Fisto and then the newer character of Andra that we really got to see more in the Revelation show. So these are four cool looking figures that I'm excited to check out. So let me get them out of the box and we'll check them out together. So let's start off with Andra. She's a mechanic and friend of Teela, and she's just a character, like I said, sort of like a new character. She did exist like in the old like comic series and stuff, but she looked much different. But they brought the character into Revelations, and this is the look they gave her, and I think she looked pretty good overall. I do like her outfit, especially like the gold and greens, and then of course all the blacks and brown stuff, and the red. Just that color combination, I really like the look of it. And overall, she looks pretty good. She's got a nice face design, everything. I like her hair, all the straps and bands and everything, especially there like at her belt. She's got like a high glove on one hand and then a glove and like a little gauntlet piece that looks like it shoots and stuff. Very cool on that hand. Brown pants going down into really high like boots with some cool knee pads and everything. So just overall, I think she looks pretty cool and very reminiscent of the Teela figure. So they probably reused a lot of pieces. And speaking of, let's go ahead and bring Teela. So we have the two friends here together. So it's pretty cool that we have those. And as you go through, you can kind of see some of the similarities. Very cool overall, but it's awesome that I have the two friends here of Teela and Andra. But for Andra's movements, her head can twist all the way around. She can look down that far and up that far. So not a whole lot of range in the nodding, but not too bad overall. The shoulders can come up about 90 degrees there and rotate around within there, but she does have these little like shoulder pieces that come out, so it's hard to kind of get around those. So you're limited in the rotation there, but she has a bicep twist, a double elbow joint that bends mostly up on itself, and the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. She's got an ab crunch under her chest, so she can crunch forward, crunch back, so pretty good there. Again, mostly back with these, and can twist a little side to side, but with most of these characters, their twisting doesn't like twist very much or hold, so it just kind of always moves back. But they do have a twist at the waist as well, so she can twist all the way around there. Of course, it's hidden by her belt. And then her hips can come up a little bit under 90 degrees. It's hard because of the like skirting piece, so it comes up just about that far, out to the side that far. There's a thigh twist right there, but separation between the brown and the black. Then we got the double knee joint that bends up that far in the back, so pretty good. There's a shin twist at like the top of the boot section there, and then the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. So there are no overall issues, so very good figure there. And then she comes with a lot of accessories. So first off, we get a cape here, so this like hooded cape piece, so it's gonna be hard to see, but it's this big long just like black cape material piece and everything that has a hood on it, and then like these little strap pieces that can go around underneath her. So it'll probably be hard to get this on here just with the design and everything. And like one of the straps, this one has like a little velcro piece on the end of it that kind of like attaches really well to this material, so it's probably easier just to have the hood up. But of course, once we switch the heads, it'll be easier. And take the one without the velcro strip underneath the arms there, and then wrap the other one around underneath, and then you can probably get it at the stick back here somewhere, and then you have the cape on it there. So obviously, like I said, here it doesn't look that good, especially with the hair like holding the hood up and everything, but once we switch the head out, it'll look much better. And then we also get that helmet design. So here's the helmet, so it just looks like this alienish helmet here, but it's got the breather pieces, and we see them use this in the episode when they go into Stinkor's home to steal the glove of Gabula. So they have this so they don't smell, you know, Stinkor's smell and everything, so they wear this helmet and the cape and stuff, both her and Teela. So let's go and switch this head out, so again, like the cape and stuff will fit much better with this. Well, there I got the replaced head and the hood all on her now, and it does look much better once you mess around with it and get it all in place and everything. So she looks much cooler there, and this whole cape and stuff, and of course makes her look like just a hooded character. Like you'd probably use this, just throw it in like a Star Wars scene as some like alien, but looks pretty cool overall. But like without the cape and stuff, I think it does look good with that head design and everything. And for accessories, we just get some additional hands. So here are some of her hands. So we get like some open like palm hands, as well as some like grip style hands, but of course we have nothing to grip, so kind of useless for this, but we do get those. And finally, we just have like a blast effect piece for her wrist gauntlet thing, so it's pretty cool for that since she does like shoot stuff out of it. So we can get it up here and just stick this right in the end of it, so there we can have her shooting from her wrist gauntlet, and that looks pretty cool overall there for Andra. And next up we have Fisto, which in Revelations we see in the royal palace during Teela's ceremony, becoming the new man at arms, and then when the attack on Castle Grayskull happens, he joins the defense of that. But he's known for just having a large metal fist, which we can see there, and overall he looks pretty cool. Now body wise, he's going to be very similar to He-Man. You know, they all share a lot of the same body parts and everything, so his body is just He-Man, just repainted. So he's got blue boots, a blue belt around his waist, and then he has this like chest piece here that I like the design. It reminds me a lot of like the classic figures, just these big like plastic pieces they clamp over their bodies, and you can even see that you can remove it if you want to. But I like that design with the dark blue and the silver in there with the design, so pretty cool. And then of course he does have the big like fist there on his hands, which is really cool about this is that it's die cast, so it is like metal, so you can feel the heaviness, and like currently it's really cold, so you can definitely tell that's like a metal piece there, so that is pretty awesome. But overall, like I said, mostly just He-Man, and then the different face as well. So he's got the shorter like red hair and the red beard and sort of like an angry face there, but overall I think he looks pretty cool. And we can bring in that He-Man there, so obviously if you looked at it closer you could see the body's gonna be exactly the same, but you can see there is a color difference there though. That Fisto is like a lighter color where He-Man's more of an orange, but they do share the same bodies and everything there. It does look like He-Man's taller too, which is pretty interesting. I figured they'd all be exactly the same, but it does make sense that, you know, in He-Man form he should be bigger, but that's interesting that they did make him that much taller. But for movements, Fisto's head can twist all the way around, a little bit hard with the beard, but he can look down that far and up that far. So again, very much like Andra, they have decent movements, but there's some limitations in the head compared to other figures. Shoulders can come up 90 degrees there and rotate all the way around. We get the bicep twist, a double elbow joint that can bend up that far at least. And then for the fist, we get a twist around there at like the forearm piece, and then a twist around at the wrist as well. Now obviously he has a crunch and twist up in here, but obviously with the chest piece on we don't see it, so but he can just rock back and forth a little bit and then twist around at the waist there as well, so he can twist all the way around. His hips can come up 90 degrees there, out to the side that far, thigh twist all the way around, a double knee joint bends up that far in the back, shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot flexes back and forth and twists side to side. So once again, decent movements, and again, all like the males and stuff are going to be exactly the same. And now for accessories, we get some additional hands. So we get an open like palm hand and then a grip hand, and again, both of these are for his left since he has the fist on the right, so both of those, but we'll put this grip hand in. And finally, he comes with a sword as well, so this cool sword with a purple handle and a nice silver blade on it looks awesome, so let's go ahead and put that in that grip hand. So there we got Fisto with his sword and of course his fist, so he overall is really cool. And then moving to the bad guys, first off we got Stinkor, which is a humanoid skunk that releases a toxic odor that's harmful to his enemies, and overall he looks pretty cool here. So he has a lot of the same similarities as all the other He-Man figures, so he still has like the skirting piece with the fur, but he has more of like the claws of like a Skeletor or like Merman and stuff, but his body's got all this hair design, so I like that they sculpted in all the hair. And then of course it does look like that skunk, so he's got the black fur with the white stripe on it as well, and then same in the face, but then he also has like weird teeth, so he has like that Merman style face with like the weird eyes and teeth and everything, but he's painted all black with that white on it as well. So overall he looks pretty cool. And then he has this chest piece here that's probably to help like from his own smells, I guess it maybe affects himself, but it's like a chest piece with like breathing stuff in it with two like oxygen tanks there on the back as well. So it looks pretty cool, and I like to just add some breakup of just an all like what would be black and white body, so I like that combination in there. And with him being a bad guy, let's go ahead and bring in another bad guy of Skeletor, so you can see the height differences between the two. So Stinkor is much taller, and then like I said, has similarities with like the feet there of Skeletor and stuff, so they have the claw feet, so that is pretty awesome. Now for Stinkor's movements, his head there can twist a little side to side. It is hard with this like piece around him, and then his hair like goes down a little bit, so it's hard to get as many movements, but he can rock back and forth just a little bit. You have to try and get his head down in between these barb pieces, and he can look down just a little bit, but overall it's not a lot of movement in there at all. The shoulders can come up about 90 degrees there, rotate all the way around, bicep twist, double elbow joint that bends up that far, wrist twist around and flex back and forth. Again, another ab crunch and twist up in the chest piece, so you can crunch back and forth and twist a little, and then twist all the way around at the waist. Hips up 90 out to the side that far, thigh twist around, a double knee joint bends that far in the back, shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot flexes back, a little stiff on this one, but flexes back and forth a little bit, but it does have like this extra piece around there, so you don't get a rock as much, but it can rock back and forth and twist side to side. So another not bad figure, but does have some more limitations, especially like his chest piece and there at his feet. And for accessories, we get an additional head of Stinkor here, which is pretty cool that he has like the blue mask, which is very reminiscent of how I remember Stinkor, so very cool that he comes with that and more like blue around his eyes as well. So I actually want to switch this head out. Well, there's that head swap, and I think that looks a little bit better. I like the more color variation in there with the blue, so I do like that a lot more. He comes with some additional hands, so we get a flat hand for the left and a grip hand for the right. And finally we get his weapon of the shield, so he's got this all blue shield, which is pretty cool, but funny that that's like his only like weapon, but pretty awesome that we can put on his hand, especially with the use of the flat hand there, so we can just slide this on. So there we have Stinkor with the blue shield as well, and I think overall that looks pretty cool there for Stinkor. And finally we have Scareglow. So again, this is the basic release of Scareglow. So he does look a little bit different, but not much overall when I bring in the other one. They just changed some of his colors, so he's not as like a neon greenish. He's more of like a neon like yellow, I guess you'd say. But it does fit in for him to be that glow in the dark. Now I did test the glow in the dark out, and the only thing that really glowed was his head. But you would think with like the color of the paint stuff, the paint would glow too. And then it's going to be hard to see or notice in the camera. But like the other one as well, the body is more of like a see-through black. Like you can kind of see through in joints. Like the hands are the most noticeable piece. So you can see like there in the thumb and everything. So that's mostly through the whole body except for like the center piece there. It's more of a solid black. But I think that's a fun thing. And especially if this glowed in the dark, you know, being able to see through the black with the glow would be awesome as well. But it looks pretty cool with his skull head. So he's got the little red eyes in there and the all skull head. Then he's got this like collar piece around his neck. So a little clasp there and the collar up there with a cape going into the back. So it just has a fabric cape, which again is very similar to the other one. Just the other one has one additional feature. And then it's got some purple gauntlets, purple belt with a purple cape going down legs. You can still see more of the skeleton design there going into the purple boots with the silver at the top. And again, very similar to that other one. Speaking of, here is it there. So again, you can see the color differences there with like the green and everything that stand out a lot, but everything else is pretty much exactly the same. Very little color changes or anything in there, just mostly that green. Like I said, there is a difference in like the purples, but not much difference beyond that. And then with the cape on the special one, it does have like wire in the cape, so you can flex it around, where this new one is just kind of all just hangs there. So for movements, the head can twist around a little bit hard with the color piece, but can twist all the way around. You look down that far and up just pretty much straight on, so little movements there. Shoulders up 90 and rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist, a double elbow joint that bends up that far. Wrist twist around and flex back and forth. Ab crunch and twist in the midsection. So crunch forward, crunch back. You can really see it with the bone pieces there. Twist a little side to side and then twist all the way around at the waist. Hips up a little bit with the skirt and stuff. Don't get much, but up there maybe 45 degrees, out to the side a little bit as well. Thigh twist is up in there. A double knee joint that bends up that far in the back. Again, it's going to be hard with the cape, but we can get that far out to the side. Shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot flexes back and forth and twists side to side. So unfortunately, he has the most limited movements, but still not too bad overall. And for accessories, we get some additional hands. So we have a fist for the right and an open palm hand for the left. And with that hand, you can really see the see-throughness of it. And finally, we get his Scythe of Doom, which looks pretty cool, all in this darker green, where I like the other one had some like neon green on it, but I'm fine with it being in the all solid color, very reminiscent of that old toy. But let's go ahead and put this into his hand. Well, there is Scareglow with his Scythe of Doom, and that looks pretty cool overall for him. I really like the look of the figure just in general, but it's awesome that they throw in that glow in the dark effect as well for him. Well, there is our Masters of the Universe Revelations Masterverse Wave 3 set, where we got Andra and Fisto, as well as Stinkor and Scareglow. So all four look very cool. Andra's probably the most disappointing just because she's like the most just plain humanish. Obviously, when you get the cape and mask, it does make her feel different. But other than that, I like the others just because they look more monstrous. And then Fisto with that fish separates him a little bit at least. But overall, I think all four are great figures, and I recommend them all. But let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.